Gemini, oh Gemini. I have a long history with Geminis. I even have Gemini in my chart in the Western astrology. It would be my rising sign, which means it's my outer personality. Often the part that I show to you in these videos. I also seem to have an interesting history with Gemini suns in my life. It's very interesting to be on the other side of that. However, if you are Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Mars, in either Western or Vedic astrology, you definitely have had a long and trying history with people claiming that you are someone that you're not. And unfortunately, you've probably had a lot of situations where you've not been true to yourself. And so that is like contributed to the situation to where you felt like, because you're the socialite of you're the socialite and you're also kind of the toddler. Like if Aries is the baby and Taurus would be the toddler. And so you're like the little kid. You're like 6 to 8, I'm gonna say. And so you're always in that period of shifting who you are. You're never really staying as the same person that you are, and you do always have two sides to you. You've got the twins in you, but you do have a core to you. Now the problem is you don't often show that core to the people that you really care about. You might let a very few people in, and that does create a challenge for other people knowing who you really are. And part of that problem is that often you don't know who you really are because you're constantly shifting and becoming a new person. That's kind of that dynamic of the twins. And so the apology that you most often, that the apology that you most deserve is for people, I'm going to say people saying that you're wishy-washy, that you're inconsistent, because you're not. Like, you are consistent in that you are ever evolving. You're an air, you're the first air sign, and you are all about learning and family and like, you in the house of astrology, I put you as the dining room because that's where people sit and gather. It's community, and you talk and you learn, and it's a connecting thing. But oftentimes, you might one day want to be the mom serving the table, or you might want to be the dad sitting at the head of the table carving the turkey, or you might want to be one of the kids in there. And in that way, you are consistent. You are very consistent. But most people are used to consistency, meaning that you keep the same mood every day, or that you stay at the same job all the time, or that your boundaries are always the same. Which is, I mean, that's exactly why you're owed that apology, because your boundaries change because you are a changeable person, and that is a good thing. And so your affirmation is that you are good even when you don't do what is expected of you. And I think I'm probably going to say something similar to Cancer also, because you both happen to have that trait a lot. But don't think that just because somebody else doesn't really understand the energy that you resonate in, that if your standards or your boundaries change a little bit from time to time, or to go back and forth, that's something with them. You doing that is stirring something up in them that they need to work on, but that's not a problem with you. And so use that affirmation that I am good enough even when I don't do what's expected of me. In fact, you're more than good enough. All right, Gemini, make sure to check the other signs to get a fuller picture of your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. And stay tuned for Cancer.